Hey guys, this is me in the flesh. I've had the most people message me and ask if I would do a skincare slash makeup, get ready with me, hair, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, definitely not. This is the Hot Mess Express. I look like a troll without any makeup on. But you know what? I was watching a video the other day and it was like how to care less about what people think. I think that's my main concern, is that I want to seem to you guys like I'm professional. I know what I'm talking about and all that kind of stuff. And this is a side of my personal life that I don't normally show. But you know what? I thought, I'm getting ready. I've got to shoot a YouTube video in just a few minutes, so why not just go ahead and shoot this video? So, you know, here I am being very vulnerable right now, and you either love it or you hate it, and if you hate it, that's fine. I just don't need to hear about it. Someone is cutting down a very large tree next to me somewhere. All I hear is like a chainsaw that keeps gearing up, so if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. But let's go ahead and get started. First thing for me is I always take my makeup off every single night, and I do the same routine at night that I do in the morning. And after I take my makeup off, hold on, listen, I have stuff strode everywhere, and I cannot tell you if I'm gonna be like here or there trying to grab stuff because it's not all sitting in front of me. But I take my makeup off every night with these makeup wipes from MAC, nothing special. I use this, and then sometimes in the morning I may need it as well. Of course, that doesn't always get all of my makeup off, so sometimes I will need to get just my eye makeup off. And I use this by Lancome. This is just a travel size because this is what I took with me the other day to California. And it's called, I'll link everything down in this description bar below, but it's called I don't even know, it's -FACIL. It's just really gentle and it doesn't make your eyes, you know, burn or anything like that. So after all of that is finished and I have all my makeup off, I usually use this. I will tell you, like, I love me some Lancome. I think that's how you say that, Lancome. Lancome, we'll go with Lancome. And I love it for skincare. I have used so many different things for skincare, and I'll be honest with you, I always come back because this stuff is like what older people use, and I'm like, you know, if they use this stuff and they're older and their wrinkles are like, you know, intense, then it's gotta be good for me too. I have been using this toner because I ran out of my Lancome one. My Lancome one is definitely more for moisturizing and stuff like that. I have really, really dry skin, so I need as much moisture as possible, and I'll be honest with you, I don't believe all this hype. I bought this Roden & Fields, and I bought it, I guess about a year ago. I used one of the like the yellow one that's supposed to brighten your skin, and I think that worked tremendously. This brand with the blue down here, these are supposed to, check out my, look at my fingernails. Becky, don't judge me. I'm going to my nail stylist tomorrow. But these that are supposed to be really good for like wrinkles and all that kind of stuff, didn't do anything. But I've been using it because I'm out of my other kind. So after I finish the toner, then I put on this serum by Lancome, and no, don't ask me, let's see if it'll focus. Hello. Hello. Okay. Do not ask me to say that. Genifica? Genifica, I don't know what it's called, but I use just one pump. It comes with a really cool, like, little dropper. So I use one little drop of that. So it's time for me to moisturize, and the first step in moisturizing is, I will be honest with you guys, I have the worst wrinkles from my smile lines, which is good, I think, because that means I smile a lot. But my dad's family, like, it's insane. Like right here, like, hold on, let's see. You can't really tell, but it's because of this bright light. But I have the worst wrinkles right around my eyes. So I purchased this by Lancome as well. It's Visionaire, I don't even know, Eye on Correction. So I use this just up underneath my eyes, like right here. And I try to like pull it back all right there because I really would like for my wrinkles to not be there, but you know what? Wrinkles are where the smiles were, so, you know, I'm just gonna embrace it. Just gonna embrace it. All right, so I do that, and then I put my moisturizer on. I've already moisturized my face, so I don't wanna like over moisturize, but again, it's by Lancome, and it's the Visionaire line. If you have dry skin, I will tell you, I have tried, I'm not gonna say I've tried it all, but I have tried many, many things from Ulta, Sephora, and all that kind of stuff for my dry face, and this stuff works if you have dry skin. But if you do not have dry skin, this may not be for you. Just saying. All right, and then the next step is going to be, and like all my brushes are disgusting. It's embarrassing. Like, I am not a makeup connoisseur. I am not a makeup guru, so do not judge me. I am a firm believer though that a good concealer will make all the difference. And as you can see, I have dark bags up underneath my eyes. And once I started purchasing really good concealers, it's helped. So if you don't have a good concealer that you trust, I suggest you find one. I've used, anything and everything, I feel like. This one is my new favorite. I'm not saying it'll always be my favorite, but I've been using it for a while and I haven't found anything better. It's made by Tarte and it's called Shape Tape. And yeah, let's get started. I may have to fast forward through all this because I'm sure it will bore you. All right, so I put just a little bit down on the bottom. Y'all, my beauty blender, this is disgusting. Don't judge me. And then I just start tapping it out. I'm looking at myself in the reflection of the camera, and I've never put on makeup like this before. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna turn out. This could be the Hot Mess Express. That's what we keep going with. Now it's gonna look super silly at first because let's be real, like who has under eyes that are that bright? I can look over here and see myself in the mirror. So I may do that periodically to make sure I'm not looking like a clown. All right, so now that we have our concealer on, it's time for our foundation. I switch foundations a lot. I don't love this one. It's a little too dark for my skin. It's by Studio Fix. It's MAC. And before I went to California, I went and got some new stuff because I was a little bit darker. I usually use Lancome, and I think I like it better. This is a full coverage foundation, so it is intense, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to like a medium coverage foundation. I'm blessed that with the dry skin that I have, I don't really have tons of breakouts. I'll have like a few every now and then. Sorry, dudes, if you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, just is what it is. Watch a different video. All right, so I'm putting all this everywhere, and I think I was supposed to buy like a pump with this thing, and I didn't, so the struggle is real getting it out. My Lancome one has the pump with it, my war paint. All right, trying to use like every bit of it. Okay, then sometimes I use my beauty blender because it's nasty. I don't really like to put it all over my face. I try to buy a new one like every month, but I just use this brush by Morphe. And if you watch any of the makeup people on YouTube, a lot of them use this as their foundation brush. I'll link it down below. This sucker has been through it. It is old too. So I'm looking over here so I can see myself doing this. This is so weird to film me putting on makeup. I never in a million years thought anyone would care about how I put makeup on. And most of you probably don't, but I have had probably, I don't even know, a lot of people, and my husband was finally like, just do it. And I'm like, heck no, I feel so stupid. He's like, people want you to do it. Do it for the people. So that's what I did. So I like to bring this down on my neck just a little bit so that way it blends, because right now, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it does. Sometimes on camera, I was watching the other day, it looks orange, and I don't really look orange. I think it's these lights that make me look that way, but you know what? I'll just embrace it. If you're from my hometown and you're watching this laughing your head off, then you know what? You go ahead, you have a good laugh. I'm sure it's really funny. All right, haters gonna hate. Okay, the issue, I have the perfect solution to setting concealer, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they don't set their concealer, and then they put all this eye makeup on, and like you get all this stuff underneath here. I struggled with that like my entire life since I've been wearing makeup, and listen to this. So I finally found the perfect solution. I've used it forever and ever and ever. I left it in California. So sad, but it's by Laura Mercier, and it's some sort of powder. Of course, I'll link it down below as well, but you just take your beauty blender, you dab it in the powder, and then you just touch up underneath your eyes, and you will have nothing will stick there. It'll just be, and it does not settle in your fine lines and wrinkles, so you don't look like, old. But I don't have that, so right now I'm just going to be using what I use for my powder, and I'll share that with you in just a second. Sometimes I contour, but I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not great at it, so I don't do it all the time. But the powder that I use is by MAC, and it's the Mineral Skin Finish in medium golden. It's a little bit darker than my foundation, which I seem to like, so that way I like to always go a little bit lighter on the foundation and a little darker on the powder. And I will lose some of this tan in the coming months because fall's coming, and I'll have to step down a few notches, but I just put this all over. This brush is by Estee Lauder, and I don't know how long I've had it. I just went to the Estee Lauder counter and I was like, hey, I need a powder brush. And they were like, okay, here, use this one. It's hard for me sometimes to tell on line if the brushes are what I need, but all right. So now that we have that done, I like to put, I don't do this the way I'm supposed to, I'm sure, so don't judge me. I am not a professional. This is by NARS, and this is called Seduction. Look at these fingernails. All right, this is by NARS, and this is called Seduction. I would have never in a million years picked out a blush that was this deep for my skin tone. My whole life, I have used lighter blushes, and this one is called, get ready for this, Orgasm. This is the color blush that I used to use forever and ever. These NARS blushes seem expensive, but I will be so honest with you, they are so worth it. I have had this blush right here for probably 10 years. Not making it up. And it doesn't even look like I have used it. They are so pigmented, and it's really, I don't know, to me it's totally worth the money. But I had a friend suggest this Seduction one, which is super dark, and I was like, nope, not gonna work on my blonde hair. But, you know, I was very surprised. I used just a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. And then I try to do the rest with bronzer. So, I used to be a blush girl, like for real, but I like to have a little bit of color, but not, you know, look like a clown. All right, and then the next bronzer that I use is by Milani, and for all of you people that love drugstore finds, this is great. I saw a bunch of people on YouTube using it, so I went out and bought it, and I have been very, very happy with it. But this is by Milana, that's what I think it's called, Milana, I don't know. And I use the same brush that I put my powder on, and I just kind of throw this on the backs of my cheeks. Sometimes in the front. And on my chin, and then I always do it in my hairline, so I don't know why I do this. I just do. And then sometimes I'll do it down here. Kind of just follow like where you would if you would contour. All right, we are coming together. Hope this video is not super long and y'all think I'm high maintenance, because I promise I'm not. All right, the next thing that I do that I had never done until recently, and then I got kind of obsessed with it, is fill in my eyebrows. I've always had really, really, really light hair. If I can find my eyebrow, oh, there it is. I've always had really blonde hair. If you've known me recently, it's been like, it's changed a lot. It's darker than it has probably ever been. And to be honest, my roots are a little bit lighter than my hair color up top, but I'm okay with that. So if you'll notice, my eyebrows are kind of light, so I like to fill them in. And I've used a bunch of different brushes and stuff, and I found one that I love, and it's by Anastasia. It looks like Anastasia, but apparently it's Anastasia. And Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's the Brow Definer Pencil in Taupe. I used to use the blonde color, but I didn't think that was dark enough for my hair, so I changed it and bought this one. It has a little spoolie on one side, and then it has this is what I love about it. It has the curved point on there. I also, let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a place in my eyebrow that is no longer there. My brother, love you bro, hit me with a bat when I was younger. So the first thing that I do is I just go through and make sure they're all kind of going in the same direction. I do have some stray ones, but you know, we'll get those later. And then I just kind of trim. Now, I'm not all serious about the way that this looks, but I just kind of try to trim my eyebrows and follow them. I try to make a little bit of an arc because I don't have one. Arch. I said arc. Why did I say arc? Yo, I'm gonna go back and trip out of this video. But you can just see it's nothing fancy, but you can tell that it is a little bit more defined than the other one. All right, so I'm gonna go on. I'll probably be playing some music because I'm sure this is super boring for you guys right now. Sorry, I can't talk while I do this one. Okay, so now we are done with the eyebrows. Remember, they are sisters. They are not twins. So do not try to make them look identical because that will never happen. They will never look identical. All right, next thing on the list is I like to prime my lids. Currently, I use Urban Decay's, this was a travel size as well, and it is called Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I use just the basic one. I know they have a bunch of different colors. And I bought one of these probably 10 years ago, and I didn't really use it because I didn't think it really made that much of a difference, but it does. If you have ever worn, if you ever plan on wearing eyeshadow for a long period of time, like at school, if you want to wear it from 8 to 4 or however long it takes for you to take off your makeup, it's a must. It doesn't even, nothing else compares. So I'm gonna get a makeup wipe and wipe off my fingers. And I've been going more for a natural look recently because I used to be like makeup, like, I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. But I've tried to lay back from that. I kind of ran out of a lot of my eyeshadows and was like, you know, I'm getting older. I really want to look a little bit more natural, a little more polished. So I've been using, this is by Kat Von D. This is the Shadow Light palette. Just kidding. This is the Shade Light palette, and it's made for contouring. I'm not much of a contour because I'm just not good at it, but have to find my brush. I bought all of these brushes off of online. I think there's a discount code I can give you guys for Morphe. And Morphe brushes, this is the M433, are amazing. They're so cheap, which is awesome. And they really do make a difference. So this one is the one that I use for just my basic eyeshadow. And I use the darker color on the Shade Light palette to just go in my crease. And all I do is go back and forth, and literally this is all I do for my eyeshadow. Now, because, you know, the glitter and all that was just getting them to be a little much. Occasionally I will put some gold in there, something like that, but I'm trying to look a little bit more natural. Same thing on the other side. Just windshield wiper motions for those of you that practice. It takes a lot of practice, and I am not a master at it. I promise. Not even kind of good at it. Makeup artists are probably watching this going, oh my gosh, somebody please take that thing out of her hand. All right, windshield wiper motions. And it's important that you do this a lot because these motions blend it out for reals. And it'll make it where you don't have these rough lines. And then on the ends, I like to just swirl it around to kind of get it going the way I want it to go. So when you're finished, it looks like you have stuff in your crease, but it's not too much. There that is. All right, now for what I think is the most important part of my whole process, and that is my eyeliner. I love eyeliner. I always have. I was back in middle school rocking the gold and the green and the silvers and the whites and all of that. I finally found one that I can put on my waterline. If you don't know what that is, your waterline is just the area underneath your eye that is not on your skin. It's actually on your like eyelid when you pull it down. But it's the Urban Decay. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw this in my story yesterday. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Perversion. And I just take it and put it on my waterline. I won't gross you out by showing you this up close because I'm sure it could be pretty nasty. But I really do think it makes all of it. Here's the difference. This one I just did, and this one has not been done yet. And well, let's see if I can do it where you can see it. I know you can. I like to normally be up close. There's no way I'm going to be able to do a wing eyeliner with this camera in front of me. I have to come back. Okay, so now I have it on both of my waterlines. It's super creamy formula. It's like, it just glides onto your eye. And I have sensitive eyes because I wear contacts. So it's important for me that I don't have something that's just going to make my eyes itch and all that kind of stuff. All right. And then last but not least, I do the wing eyeliner, and I use the Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D. And this is the best thing that I found to help me with my wing. This is what it looks like up close. There is no way I could do this on camera, so I'm gonna have to probably do it and come back. But first, what I do is I just take this and I do a straight line. So I'm gonna do that I'll do that, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I do the wing. So we'll kind of, okay, so step one of the wing liner is done. I just put a straight line across where my eye is. It takes a lot of practice. I don't even consider myself an expert. Like some days I look at it and I'm like, what the crap was I thinking? That looks a hot mess. But, you know, it just is what it is. All right, now I watched a video by Candy, I think is her name, on YouTube. I'll link her down below, on winged eyeliner. I had watched, who knows, I don't have cable, so I just entertain myself by watching makeup tutorials. But I had watched a video, Candy Johnson maybe? I don't know her name. I'll link it down below. on how she does her wing eyeliner, and it was like that aha moment where it just clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, finally somebody gets me, somebody can do it. I'm not an artist, so freestyling is not my thing, but what she did and what she says is that you'll go on where your eye is, and at the very end of your eye where this point is, you'll just pull a line that goes straight. So on the very bottom of your eye where your line is, draw a straight line. So do that on both sides. Try to get them, you know, as even as possible. I can't believe I'm trying to do this so far away. So that is step one, train wreck, right? All right, now what you're gonna do to connect your wing is where the top of this point is, you're gonna take your eyeliner and you're gonna connect it to where you did this line. I'm doing that, like, I'm so technical with this. Are you following me, or am I like just going too fast? So here, let me see if I can just zoom in. That might be better. Oh, not on my big nose. Okay, so, oh my gosh, this is so cool. All right, so this is what it looks like up close. Here is where we drew the line, and then right here is where I just drew that line from the bottom up. So I'm gonna connect this line to this top line right here, and I'm gonna try to do it on camera. I mean, that wing is like fierce today. I don't usually go that dramatic with the wings. As you can tell, this one is not as good as this one. So I'll go back and I'll just kind of go over it a few times to see if I can clean it up and make it look a little bit better. Okay, so now that I have the wings kind of where I like them, this is also a very important part of the process. Let's see if I can zoom out. If you are like normal skin and you're usually a little bit shiny, I don't know if this step is gonna be good for you. Let's see if I can find it. But I use this makeup setting spray. It's important that you do this now and not after you do your mascara, because if I do it before I do my mascara, after I do my mascara, then my mascara tends to like stick on the tops of my eyes. So, all right, so shake it up, and then you just kind of, I probably spray way too much of that to my mouth. All right, let it sit there. Your face is gonna look super wet and nasty for a second. But once it dries, it does not dry like super wet and greasy. But this stuff's called Makeup Chill Setting Spray. I'm not even kidding. Like, this will keep your makeup on. Like, I sleep in that junk and I'll wake up and it's still on. Huge step, especially if you're a teacher. Okay, we're almost done. We're in the final stretch. I like to line my lips a little bit, but like I said, less is more for me. Oh, itching. While I'm waiting on my face to dry. Recently got into a little bit darker since I did my hair darker, a little bit darker lip stuff, which is bold for me. This is also by MAC. That is not the right color. And it is called Spirit. I went to this MAC chick was on the ball that day. Okay. And then last but not least, so you missed this part because my camera turned off, but I use this lash primer Subversion for right before I put on my mascara. It just puts like this white, I don't even know what it does, if it really does anything, but I like it, so I use it. And then last but not least, I just had it in my hand. Kayse, what did you do with it? What? Oh, duh, it's sitting right there in front of me. All right, and then I use Perversion by Urban Decay for my mascara. So let me get these bad boys. I would love to wear fake eyelashes, and I did for like a year, but you know, just not my style. I really needed to back off, so I did. It's an expensive habit. And if you have any other suggestions, I have used, I think Tarte makes Better Than Sex mascara, and I didn't like it. It just didn't do what I wanted it to. Alright, now that the top part is done, I like to do a little bit on the bottom, but it doesn't transfer, so that's what I do. Ooh, I didn't realize I was zoomed in. So I take it and just put a little bit on the lower lash line. My eyelashes look super spidery. All right, and then I had a few people, we'll fix that later. Gotta wait for it to dry, ladies. Gotta wait for it to dry. Then I had a few people ask about my hair. Bless you. Bless you. I'm going to heat up my curling iron. Sometimes when I don't want my hair to be as curly, I use a wand that's the same. I don't even know what this is. Look at the burn things on this. Like I don't know, an inch and a quarter maybe. But this is by Helen of Troy. I got it at Sally's Supply Place, and I've just learned how to use it. I'm not even kidding. I've had this thing for forever and ever, but now that my hair is longer, it's a lot easier for me to curl. So instead of using a flat iron all the time, I've been trying to curl it, and I kind of like it. I want my hair to be like down to my butt, not even joking. So I try to take good care. I take vitamins every day, not just for my hair, but just for life. But I always clip half of it up and try to get this without messing up everything. Okay, so what happens when you get mascara? All right, so makeup is done. Finally, let's clean up my mess. And going on to the hair. So I clip half of it up. If you'll ever notice, I have like curly hair. So my hair, well, I have like wavy hair, but my hair is like super kinky in the back. This is second day hair. I curled it yesterday and it didn't hold curl that much because it was super clean. So this is second day hair. I usually curl it first day, wear it down. Second day hair is my favorite. It looks the best to me. Third day is in a bun, and usually the fourth day it's in a bun. When I am teaching and I'm at school, like every day is my hair. My kids will sometimes be like, Miss Morris, are you gonna why do you always pull your hair up? I'm like, cause it's ugly. Sometimes I use this, not always. This is a dry wax just to help like on first day hair when I need for it to stick. But I use this. I have a really good friend who does my nails, and she is also a rep for a beauty company. Shout out to Becky, love you. And she hooks me up. So I don't even know where you buy this stuff from. I think you can buy it from salons, but it's called So Stiff, and it's amazing. I love it. But I'm just gonna put a little bit on my hair just to kind of have a little bit of tackiness so I can pull it through the curling iron. And I use, if you're interested in the shampoo and conditioner I just started using a new kind by Joico, and it's blonde something. So, all right, let me back up a little bit so you can actually see all of my hair. Okay, so if you're wondering, yes, this is my toilet, by the way. All right, so you just take little 1-inch sections. This is by no means a tried and true method. I really don't even know what I'm doing. You're supposed to curl away from your face and all that jazz. Is this away from my face? I don't know. So I just curl and I start feeding it through slowly but surely. Try to do about 10 seconds. I will speed all of this up so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this. But I do this all the way around my head, and then I let down. And so here's what it looks like. I let it sit until it cools off, and then I'll show you at the end. I run my fingers through all of it. So it's a lot of work to look like I didn't work on it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like the effortless hair, whatever. So it's a lot of work to do this. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And like I said, that's why my hair is usually in a bun when school starts back. It just happens to be the summertime, and you know, I don't have to do all that. So if you notice any smoke coming up, it's because of the spray that I put on it, not because my hair is on fire, I swear. Make sure to use a heat protectant as well. And I'm gonna quit talking because I'm gonna speed this up. Okay, see you guys in a second. And now, see, I look like I'm going to prom right now, but now when I finish, I just take my hands and I run them through it all and mess up all of that hard work, you know? But this one is not cooperating, this piece of hair. So we got to do something about this. Which happens more often than not. But as I'm holding that, I'll show you on this side I just start pulling it through. So that way we get the effortless look, whatever, what does that even mean? Knowing good and darn well it takes us forever. But I try to get ready and I wake up early to work on TPT and stuff like that, but I try to get ready in like 30 minutes if I don't have to wash my hair. If I have to wash my hair, then it's gonna take at least an hour because my hair takes at least 30 minutes to dry. So, all right, here is my hair. I may or may not fix a little bit more before I shoot my YouTube video, but thanks for watching this one, and you'll see me in my next video and you'll be like, I saw her do all that. Thanks for watching, and I hope I did not bore you to tears, and if I did, I promise these will not be like an everyday event on my channel unless you want them. Give me a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and if you want to catch me on Instagram, you can find me at Kayse Morris Teaching on Less. I'll chat with you soon.